Who made this monstrosity?
Pick the Percocet, set, icy on my neck, hit you with that check, teachers by the flex.
What's good? What's going? What's new? What's happening? Raw reactions. Yeah, welcome back to the channel. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on all post notifications, like the video, and help promote the channel. Today we are back with more Abba and Preach. Today is a good day. I'm not going to lie, I didn't know it was going to be this soon. I'm surprised, but we are here. The downfall of an empire. So let's see what Abba and Preach have to say about the situation.
Today's topic: Puff Daddy's been arrested.
I told you that we won't stop. I told you that you just got stopped. You didn't stop, but you got arrested.
I'm telling you, the feds are watching you. Every step you took, every move you make, we will be missing you, okay? And now we're at a point where this guy won't even get bond because the judge says, or the prosecutors made the case that this guy's a huge flight risk, so he's going to be in jail. Now, some people are going to say things like, Abba, he's not been found guilty. Let me tell you guys.
Innocent until proven guilty.
If the feds come for you, it's over. Okay? And you may not understand the difference, but for example, right now, YSL out in Georgia are going through a RICO case themselves. But that's at the state level, and it's going horribly for the state. And there's a very strong chance that YSL Young Thug will get off on those charges because I've been watching that whole trial unfold. A federal charge is not the same at all.
I was watching a YouTube channel, I've forgotten. It's like a Christian podcast sort of, but I recently came across it. So the person was basically saying the same thing, comparing Diddy's federal case to, or rather comparing Diddy's case with the Young Thug case, and he said the same thing. The Young Thug case is more or less on a state level, so it's not as serious. And yes, as far as that case, there's a high chance Young Thug will be released. I watched another video, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, Jevi, the guy that says, and this person had a problem. He basically beautifully broke down that scenario, and he explained what happened as far as the Young Thug case goes. I think it's a mix of negligence and is it improper trial or something. Point being, there's a high chance Young Thug will be freed. The intensity of that case is nothing compared to Diddy's, because Diddy's is at the federal level. The chances of him even escaping are very, very, very slim.
The federal government has way more tools to be able to find evidence to prosecute you, and in federal court, they have a conviction rate that's so high. I think it's like 99%. That's why a vast majority of the time, crazy. If things are going to federal court, what ends up happening is that everyone's guilty or they take a plea deal. And in which case, they're still going to do substantial amount of time.
And the thing that happened is that this one is going to be highly publicized. Media is going to be on that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's going to be it's going to be a high profile case.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be like, no, let's just drop it or let's just move this thing on silence. There's no silence.
The feds don't let go. Once they...
And I think, to me at least, it feels like it's going to be a repeat of when R. Kelly first went down. Because I believe that made national news. Not that I actually followed it when I was small then, but from what I remember, it was really big news. And I believe this is just going to be the same, or maybe even something just worse. Maybe something just worse as far as publicity goes.
The moment I heard the feds were looking into sex trafficking, I knew it was over for this guy. If you aren't aware, he's facing charges of racketeering, which is RICO, which is essentially going after people for engaging in criminal activity as part of an organization. Meaning that's not just him going to jail. There's other people who helped him. And if you go read the indictment, there's actually a lot of allegations in regards to how bodyguards, agents, and other employees help facilitate some of these freak-offs. If you don't know...
Oh, before he explains what freak off means, the Christian channel I spoke about earlier, they also explained what racketeering was. Honestly, I never knew what it was. I even thought it was something close to money laundering. But basically, they said it's the government's way of racking up a number of people, of charging a number of people at the same time for organized crime. But I never pictured how deep that was going to go. The fact that he's saying agents, employees, basically people at very lower levels. That means the government is going to wrap up every single one of them. That was mad. It's over.
Freak office, that's what he would call some of these freak offs. If you don't know what a freak off is, that's what he would call his freaky parties, where he'd have his employees and the women, he would do some freaky things, and he would record them without them knowing. And then if they were trying to come forward, he would try to extort them or apply pressure through career or exposing them to keep them to be quiet. Remember when the feds broke down his home? They showed up with a bunch of
people. I saw this thing. Guy, what are you doing with 1,000 loops? What are you doing with 1,000 loops? I saw another one this morning. Something, was it 750 something dildos? Oh my god, bro. More.
Yeah, they were seasoned things. You know what the funniest details from the story?
Yeah.
Go ahead, say.
The funny detail about the story is that in my house, I have 2 baby oil bottles, and I think it's too much. And they found thousands.
Let me see. Just wait. I have 2 sets of oils. 1, 2. And this is holy oil that I sometimes forget to use. But I have 2 sets of this. What are you doing with 1,000 of these? 1,000 unholy bottles of this, for crying out loud. Let me keep this.
Baby oil bottles? Those were for his freak off.
And that?
What are you doing with 1,000 bottles? I don't understand. What are you doing with 1,000? See, 100 I actually understand. Anything more than 200 is a factory. At that point, it's okay. One might think, okay, maybe he just wants to package and resell, which is fine, make your money. What are you doing? How many people are you sleeping with? Are you sleeping with an organization? Some of them not get time.
It's crazy.
Sir! The dude's got
yeah, dumb bad man. Dumb bad man. I've not watched his contents in a bit. 1,000 bottles. Yeah. I know the fucked up part. Those are only the bottles they probably only found. Let's not even go into the ones he used and threw away a bit. But those are the ones that he found. Actually, let's go into the ones that he used. So how many did you actually use? Let's keep going a bit.
Ranging in the hundreds of millions. He's got $100 million worth of baby oil, so I think he's good. He's on that baby.
You can resell that on the black market, and he's cool.
Let's move on to the next charge.
Human trafficking.
Human trafficking.
You have to understand what human trafficking takes. If you take someone from one place and you move them to another place and you arrange their travel and you pay for that person to have services, it's trafficking.
Yeah.
And so the reason why this,
well, not necessarily without them, but see, let me let it go.
Because this happened across state lines. A prosecuting team in New York cannot go all the way to Alabama and do all these things and then conduct their investigation. They don't have jurisdiction. They can't charge the person for crimes there. That's where the FBI comes in, because they charge things across state lines on a federal level.
Yeah. So there's right now there's LA, there's New York, there's Florida, there's a bunch of different states that are involved in that. So
dozens of different women are part of this investigation. There's also males who are part of this investigation, because the free costs also involved male victims. Now, you can feel how you want about this thing. I watched this man on camera beat a woman. Mm-hmm. There's his own bodyguard talking about not only how he beat that woman before the video ever came out, but he also talked about how he used to beat his ex-wife. And her family corroborates the fact that he used to beat her and then pimp her out.
How many times did you personally witness him be violent towards women?
Around 4 or 5 times.
And was that all with Cassie, or was it Cassie and other women?
I seen him with Cassie, and I seen him with Kim Porter, his kid's mother.
So this video comes from the Cuff Boys, and he goes for the indictment, and I thought there's some interesting stuff.
All right, let's go, boys. All right, right here we got the United States versus Sean Combs.
Sean?
All right, let's go, boys. All right, right here we got the United States versus Sean Combs.
Sean Combs, a.k.a. Puff Daddy,
a.k.a.
P. Diddy,
a.k.a.
Diddy,
a.k.a.
PD,
a.k.a.
Love. That's what it says. That's creepy. Don't even front. Imagine some nigga just roll coming out of the bathroom in a bathrobe.
Hey, my name is Love.
And then the girl's just behind over there. Ooh, Daddy, come to bed. Mm-mm. You can call me Love.
Yeah.
You know one of the funniest clips ever? It's P. Diddy. It's a picture of him, and it's just him riding a bike. And then there's 50 cents in the comments saying, you know there's no bike seat on that thing.
50 cents is the ultimate. That man will forever be the ultimate troll.
I can't believe people can't believe that this man ran a criminal organization from the jump. He called himself Bad Boys. He was letting you know what he was up to.
True.
He was letting you know he's up to no good.
No.
Started making trouble in our neighborhood.
Indictment for decades, Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy.
It's funny how that's kind of hiding in plain sight. Calling yourself bad boy, and in plain sight you're actually a bad boy, but no one can see it. Well, let's go.
Diddy, the defendant abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. To do so, Combs relied on his employees, resources, and influence of multifaceted business empire that he led and controlled, creating a criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other crimes, trafficking,
Sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, bribery, obstruction of justice, forced labor. I'm old enough to know that the world isn't as straightforward as I thought when I was a child. I know of course there are good people. I know there are bad people. I know there are evil people. I know that evil exists in every. There's potential evil in every human being. There's also potential good in every human being, right? Basically, I understand that the world is not black or white and there are different nuances. It still baffles me that some people are a certain kind of evil. Unless you go through something very traumatic. And even that has its limits. You being traumatized doesn't excuse you traumatizing other people that had nothing to do with your trauma. But I can even understand that to an extent. But even with that, I can't understand why people are a certain type of evil.
Criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other crimes, trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of.
If you wonder what the arson is, I remember this story.
Mm-hmm. And what I'm even referring to is not necessarily all this. Definitely sex trafficking is not necessarily. It's not necessarily bribery. It's not necessarily obstruction of justice. It's not necessarily. What's the other one here? It's not necessarily those two. I'm talking of the evil specifically towards human beings, like the sex trafficking, the video we saw with Cassie, the kidnapping, just people coming out to say he has done X amount of things. How evil can you be? Especially when you were behind closed doors and no one was seeing you. How evil do you have to be to stomach that and then repeat it a number of times? I said in the previous video, not even I think it was, who did I watch? I think it was with Abba and Preacher. I watched that there's even allegations of him putting hands on his own mother. More
Bribery and obstruction of.
If you wonder what the arson is, I remember this story.
Kid Cudi's car.
Kid Cudi.
Yeah, Kid Cudi's car.
Somebody blew up his car. He'd always alleged it was Puff Daddy. Why? Because his ex wanted to get with him.
Cassie.
So P. Diddy, it was alleged that he blew up his car. Well, it turns out that shit is true. This man, that's how possessive and jealous he was. He blew up another man's car.
Justice. So basically, he's the f***ing devil.
By blowing up somebody's car. Do you know how insane that is? That is the extreme level of those videos of you used to see when a bitch smash a guy's car because of they just broke up or because of he cheated or one thing. That is the equivalent. Some of you are mad. I don't understand the logic behind that. I mean, there's no logic behind it. It's all emotions. But still, it makes no sense. I saw a video of the caption on the video. I don't know if it's true, but the caption on the video read, "Man catches his girlfriend cheating and then shoots her." And this guy shot this woman multiple times and shot. There was this other one of a woman. Something I saw. Was this last month or when? This happened in, I think, New York. a woman was coming out of, I think, a convenience store or something. So, allegedly, the story in the caption basically read she was coming out. The two guys were like hollering at her, that kind of thing, cats calling her and whatnot. The next thing, her boyfriend comes, he's talking to the guys. Altercation ensues. One of the two guys shoots him point blank range like 6 times, and then they run off. Those are very extreme lengths, and of course, sadly, in those examples, people died. But this is another thing entirely, because imagine if Kid Cudi was in the car. And since we're talking arson, there's a high. We're talking blowing up. That means you would have been burned beyond recognition, if, no, God forbid.
Entities, including Bad Boy Entertainment, Combs Enterprises, Combs Global. Corporate entities in the Combs business included, among other things, record labels, a recording studio, apparel line, alcoholic spirit business, marketing agency, and television network and media company. Engaged in persistent and pervasive pattern of towards women and other individuals.
I think it's worth mentioning, if people don't realize, P. Diddy is a billionaire. Okay, he's huge in terms of just how much power he has in the industry. And you have to think, a lot of the women who are alleging things happened to them came into the music industry at a time where people like this guy ran everything. There was no SoundCloud, there was no other come up. You came through record labels, and you came up through people like Puff Daddy. And so if they want to take advantage of you and you wanted to have a career, there was nothing you could do. And everything.
You had to put music out for these people, bro. Thank God for technology advancements, especially with regards to music, because some of the artists, then only God knows what they faced, especially people in the 90s, because we're talking, bro, there's evil in this world, bro. And the funny part about all of this is, this conversation, even before I knew about it, it was already happening, clearly. And I'm sure there were people who, when they heard things like this, and I'm talking pre everything going to the internet, I'm sure there were people back then when they heard things like this, because of there's just this uncomfortable thing of associating, you know how people can be fanatics with celebrities, how people can like put them on a very high pedestal. Because of people don't like associating, oh, this person that I really like with doing this very devious act. There are people that would have, denied all of that. So to just see everything come out, especially now that we have infinite internet access, it is just mind-blowing to think none of these things that we can easily wake up and you scroll on Twitter and see would have come out back in 2002 and before. And I remember how that time was. It is crazy because none of it would have come out. The radio stations still ran everything. The TV, if you wanted any information, it was TV and radio, and that is here. There, if you wanted to, even here, so if you wanted to put out anything music, it was only through, record labels and whatnot. There, the fact that it was even on a grand scale, and that was even the time where America ran the music industry. Now Nigeria were dominating it, but that was when America ran the music industry. So just the amount of influence that people like Diddy had then, and the very fact that he could move anyhow he wanted.
No SoundCloud, there was no other come up. You came up through record labels, and you came up through people like Puff Daddy. And so if they want to take advantage of you and you wanted to have a career, there was nothing you could do. Okay? And even if you wanted to do something, by the time you wanted to, they were already extorting you. They were already using camera footage of you. They were already saying they were going to ruin your life. And so you really didn't have a choice in these kinds of situations.
So much stuff, there's so much stuff over your head that's you have a Damocles sword on your head right now. He controls media. He controls fashion industry. He controls music. So if you're a musician, done. If you want to do fashion, done. Music, done. Everything is done. You can't really go anywhere. And if you're in none of these circles, he can
and he'll pressurize other people not to take you. So you're basically done, bro.
You because he has the footage, so he could just. Oh, the footage got leaked for some reason. It wasn't me.
Yeah. Back at those times, having something leak about you was like a death sentence.
Yeah, it was.
So it's not like today where everyone.
That is true. Yay! Yeah, that was really a different era. For something to leak is like, that was the equivalent of getting cancelled. Something like a sex tape about you being leaked then, or some footage about you being leaked then that was against public policy, so to speak, or that was very reputation damaging. Yeah, it was the equivalent of getting cancelled. That's true.
Back at those times, having something leak about you was like a death sentence.
Yeah, it was.
So it's not like today where everyone got OnlyFans or whatever. Those times it's a completely different time.
Kardashian.
And if you want to just understand just how much power this guy had in his,
Although I never joined that platform, I beg.
was like a death sentence.
Yeah, it was.
So it's not like today where everyone got OnlyFans or whatever. Those times it's a completely different time.
Kardashian.
And if you want to just understand just how much power this guy had in his environment, the dude was given the keys to the city. He was recognized by the local government. This dude had his
He's a doctor.
You know, the honorary.
Okay, honorary, but he still gave him.
But you understand how much kind of influence this man has. So when people are saying this guy ran a criminal enterprise, you have to understand he used his organizations to do his illegal activities.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how big of a person he was in terms of entertainment. When I saw a bunch of rappers sit at the table while this dude was doing gay ass such shit, talking about yo, why don't you party with me, daddy? Yo, daddy. I like the way you do that, daddy.
I like when you like this, daddy.
Where you put my bag?
Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit.
No, I
like that.
You know, I'll be practicing. I got.
Yeah. Did you miss me though? For real? Because I'm saying it seems like a thing.
I miss
his birthday party,
Puff, man.
But I'm talking about for your birthday.
Huh?
Why won't you party with me for your birthday, man?
We partied for my birthday before. You came to my party.
No, but me and you ain't never really partied.
When I saw these guys go,
and nobody said shit.
Nobody said nothing.
And that's all the people that are claiming to be. That's all the people that are claiming to be gangsters that do this and that smack a motherfucking this and that.
They were
everybody
terrified.
Who stay quiet.
They were afraid of this man. Pussy, you can't make all that music talking about how hard you are, how you gonna bang on niggas, and then when a dude wanna bang you,
wait, huh?
No pause, no nothing.
Nope.
Just you let that shit slide.
Just a slide.
Okay.
Just a silence.
Anyways.
Women to participate in highly orchestrated performances of sexual activity with male commercial sex workers. This is where it gets sus. Bro was forcing women to have sex with other men. Like, straight, he's a cuck. Times, Combs, and others acted as direction, made arrangements for women and other commercial sex workers to fly to his location. Combs ensured participation from the women by, among other things, obtaining and distributing narcotics to them, controlling their careers, leveraging his financial support, and threatening to cut off at the same time using intimidation and violence. So cornering them by all ways you can imagine to force them to have sex with random men because he's a f***ing cuck. Physical abuse, we all saw the video in the hotel of him running in a damn robe numerous occasions from 2009. Combs assaulted women by striking, punching, dragging, throwing objects at, and kicking them. These assaults were at times witnessed by others and included one instance at a Los Angeles hotel in 2016, which was...
Something that just came to my mind. I hope they are looking into the hotel as well, because the fact that he did that so comfortably, that means to me, this isn't, of course, it's not the first time he has done it at all, but it's not the first, second, third, fourth, fifth time that he's done it in that specific hotel. Because it just be like say the hotel in your house. Do you know what it means for me to come out to tie towel and start chasing after somebody in the hallway? You feel? So I believe that hotel was probably just more or less like a second house to him in a sense, meaning he owned the hotel. He could, of course, him being him, he would come in, do what he wants. He had stayed in this hotel X amount of times. He knows such and such and such and such. If anything is up, he knows who to go and meet, that kind of thing.
Video later publicly reported where Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a woman she was attempting to leave. A member of hotel security staff intervened. Combs attempted to deprive the staff member to ensure silence. Extended to his employees, witnesses, and abuse to others. Used his business to cover up his abuse and commercial sex. His employees, including security staff, household staff, personal assistants, high-ranking supervisors, and other close associates, acted as Combs' intermediaries. Members and associates of Combs' enterprise engaged in and attempted to engage in sex trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation for purposes of prostitution.
Hold on. Let's go back. Chill.
Used to others. Used his business to cover up his abuse and sex. His employees, including security staff, household staff, personal assistants, high-ranking
Those employees, hold on. Sean Combs, aka Pop Daddy, aka P Diddy, aka Diddy, aka. Let's keep all the AKs. The defendants used the Combs business, including certain employees, to carry out, facilitate, and cover up his abuse and commercial sex. Those employees, including security staff, household staff, personal assistants, and high-ranking supervisors. How many personal assistants you won't get? But anyhow, and other close associates acted as Combs' intermediaries. and their conduct was facilitated and assisted by Combs' control on the Combs. Bro, look at the amount of people. And this is just paragraph 5 of one charge.
Advisors and other close associates acted as Combs intermediaries. Members and associates of Combs Enterprise engaged in and attempted to engage in sex trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation for purposes of prostitution, coercion, and enticement to engage in prostitution.
Ooh, the fact that they're mentioning all this in the indictment, you know what that means? They got snitches everywhere.
Oh, yeah,
and you guys understand a RICO, what happens when you have a RICO is that everyone who's part of the organization is going to jail for 20, 30 plus years. Some of them even life. They can face life in prison for being part of this organization. So when the FBI is coming to your door, you're the personal assistant, they're saying, we're going to put you in life behind bars. If you don't testify against this man and against some of the people who are at the top of this pyramid, of course these people are going to snitch. They're going to say everything. They're going to keep all the records, all the text messages, all the pictures they took, and they're going to turn all that shit over.
It's time for hackers to work. Let them go and hack all the messages. They just go pay hackers. So elicit any form of deleted information. I said elicit. To revive any form of deleted information. God, this is mad.
They got everything on this dude.
And the thing that happened is that the reason why they publicized certain cases like that in the beginning, it got rated. Some of these people working for the year are going to be like, God damn, I got to fess up about some shit. Or else they're going to get me. So there's the people that they know about and all the people that are like, hey, by the way, I want to talk to you about something because, I'm in hot water.
So if you're unaware, there's also instances of witness intimidation where he ended up contacting somebody
who saw something
53 times. He called her in 24 hours. And then afterwards, she ended up coming out with a statement on Instagram after all those calls. And so they're using that. And then they got her basically saying, yeah, this dude's panicking. He sees everything crumbling. And he has such a lavish lifestyle. If you made money as part of a RICO process, as part of an illegal enterprise, the government was going to recoup all of that money. You can try to hide it, you can put it in shell companies, but they're going to come for all your properties, they're going to come for all of your belongings. Even if you try to transfer it to your kids, they're going to come for that shit too. Because if you make money from illicit trade and you use your enterprise to be able to conceal that, they're going to take everything. So financially, his kids are not going to be destitute or dirt shit poor. But they're no longer live this lavish lifestyle of a billionaire. That shit's over.
Or they're going to have to redo their money by their own.
Combs and other members and associates of the Combs Enterprise wielded the power and prestige of Combs' role at the Combs business to intimidate, threaten, and lure female victims into Combs' orbit, often under the pretense of a romantic relationship, use force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extent.
Slightly related. For all of you that are still hyping up Hush Puppy, I don't think there are people who are, but let me assume that they are. If you like, keep going. All of you that like y'all. No, actually, I think they are. All of you that are hyping up Hush Puppy, you like, keep hyping him up, keep following his path. You will end up where he is. Or you Yahoo boys and the likes. Or you scammers and the likes. Let's keep going.
Sex acts with the males, commercial sex workers, Combs referred to as other things as freak-offs. So we've heard about this.
It might not be like this, but it will still happen for you people. Some of you are mad. 2 weeks ago, one of you tried scamming me. At my old age, they are trying to scam me. You end up in jail like him. Nonsense.
Golf situation. This man is a weirdo. Freak offs were elaborate and produced sex performances that Combs arranged. Golfs were elaborate and produced sex performances that Combs arranged, directed, and masturbated during it. In arranging these freak offs, Combs, with assistance of members and associates of the Combs Enterprise, transported and caused to be transported commercial sex workers across state lines and international.
If you want to know, I want you guys to think about this. This guy's going to try to claim he's not a weirdo, that everything was above board. Think about trying to explain to regular people that you're some Hollywood exec who used to bring sex performers and random women all kinds of drugs, and then you would have them do freak offs that you masturbated to. They're going to look at you like you're a disgusting weirdo. Okay? Now, being a disgusting weirdo is not illegal in and of itself, but I want you to think about how it's going to play the perception in the mind of a regular person he's going to be trying to convince the jury, I'm not guilty of these crimes. I didn't do anything really weird or illegal. And all the jury's going to hear is like, you're really fucking weird. And you're really disgusting. You do things that we would never do. So is it a stretch to think that you would traffic people? You would do something called a freak off? It's so inflammatory There's literally no way you're going to get this in front of a jury and then get them to believe that you weren't forcing any of these women, especially when they found the tapes, especially when they don't have all that corroborating evidence.
Thanks to victims, in part to keep victims obedient and compliant. Unbeknownst to the victims, Combs kept videos he filmed of victims engaging in sex acts with commercial sex workers. After freak-offs, Combs and the victims typically received IV fluids to recover from the physical exertion and drug use. Typically received videos he filmed of victims engaging in sex acts with commercial sex workers. After freak-offs...
Hold on. Sometimes, unbeknownst to the victims, Combs kept videos he filmed of victims engaging in sex acts with commercial sex workers. After freak-offs, Combs and the victims typically received IV fluids to recover from the physical exertion and drugs. Yo. You fought to the point that you needed drip. You did this on a consistent basis. Yo.
Victims typically received IV fluids to recover from the physical exertion and drug use.
From knocking and using drugs, no, you needed IV to recover.
Yo, the details are disturbing.
Yeah.
This guy was so nasty and freaky. They had IV fluids like these guys were UFC fighters. Do you understand how much debauchery was going on here? Yuck.
I mean, there's no... This guy's the devil. But remember, he's presumed innocent. High-ranking supervisors, security staff, household staff facilitated the freak-offs by, and other things, booking hotel rooms, stocking the hotel rooms in advance with required freak-off supplies, including controlled substances, baby...
Required. So they were stocking the rooms up. But that... See, this is why I said they should look into it now. They've booked ahead of time, and he'll be sending people to be bringing supplies that he was going to use for the freak-offs. Man, those hotels are about to shut down.
I will never look at baby oil the same way.
I'm not going to look at baby oil the same way.
If I meet any girl, she says, yo, you ready to get on a freak off? I'm like,
no.
Yo, this guy would organize freak offs. He had a name for it. And also, this is not alleged. This is a known thing in the industry that he was into freak offs. Everybody, all the celebrities always talked about this.
It's just funny. Just the image of him going like, "Hey, you know what time it is? Freak off, baby! Booty queef, freak off, booty queef."
Lubricant, linens, lighting, cleaning the hotel rooms to try to mitigate room damage, arranging for travel for victims and sex workers, and Combs to and from the freak-offs, resupplying Combs with the requested supplies, delivering large sums of cash to Combs to pay commercial sex workers, and scheduling the delivery of IV fluids. What a freaky little fucker. During this search of Combs' residences in Miami, Florida, Los Angeles, law enforcement seized various freak-off supplies. Is this real life? Are we really reading this? Including narcotics and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant. Oh, you're a little freak, P. Diddy. Because 10 bottles of baby oil isn't enough. They need 1,000.
That's exactly what I said.
You can never have enough baby oil.
Yes, you can have too much.
The funny thing about baby oil is like one bottle lasts you so long.
You can have too much.
Why would you ever need 1,000?
You want the whole shit wet. You want to be sliding till tomorrow morning.
You want to be sliding across the planet.
Sliding across state lines.
Yo, forget the silver surfer.
Baby oil surfer.
Yeah, it's over. No other way to put it. Mm-hmm. This man's going to jail. He's going for a jail a long time. And guess what? I'm glad. Send all these little fucking freaky weirdos to jail. Mm-hmm. Okay? All the dudes who got to do whatever they want because they got famous early on, send them all to jail. Make them all pay. And let them die and rot in there. Mm-hmm. I don't even care if these people see a firing line, to be honest with you. I don't care what happens to them. They were down with hurting all these people. They didn't give a shit about them. I'm okay with them being removed from society. And I know some people DM me, "Oh, Abba, you just want to see a black man." I don't give a fuck if that...
What? You people are stupid. Anybody that has that mind, you are daft. Anybody that has that mindset in this kind of thing, you are daft. Eh? Are you people serious? You are bringing in race in this kind of... Well, if you want to, if you like, choose to be branded. We've left you in the past.
It was purple, white, yellow, Asian, don't care. Don't care. He could have been
You
straight.
don't have to keep. I think this is like the second time you have seen this in a video. If you don't care whether you are purple, you don't care whether you're white, you don't care whether you're black. Of course. And to be honest, guy, you don't have to repeat it. Anybody that what's understood doesn't need to be said. Anybody that wants to have the brain cell of a fetus, that's the person's business. You don't have to explain. You don't care whether the person is. You don't have to explain. You don't care whether the person is white, black, Asian, Hispanic. An evil person is an evil person. It is clear. See, I just explained it and I didn't even want to. But if you think like that, please go on. It's God that will help you.
I don't give a fuck if that dude was purple, white, yellow, Asian. Don't care. Don't care. He could have been straight out the set of The Simpsons. Don't give a fuck. Okay? You guys are too concerned with what gender did what their skin color is, and all this other bullshit. I don't give a fuck. If you hurt people.
All this gender, women are this, men are this, black people this, white people this, even tribalism, Yoruba people this, Igbo people this. I was like, man, all of you are. I'm interested to know how you people will be thinking in the next 10 years, but let's keep going. It's God that will help you people. Like I said before, we've left you in the past.
Then it's okay for you to face the consequences of your actions. I watch this man
every single time. You people just have to turn something to an agenda. Every time. This is straight up. The devil could come back as a human being, and you people are going to excuse his actions over something as dumb as race. Let me say this is a prime example of the devil in human form. And your excuse is he's a black man.
Hammer ragdoll this lady. I watched him toss her around without care, knowing the way he did that in a hotel elevator lobby means that was not the first time he did that. He did that in his fucking towel, beating her and ragdolling her there where anybody could see. You don't just start there. You've been doing that. You've been doing that for a long time. That's just a fact. There was no hesitation. This man chased her down and ragdolled the shit out of her and kicked her. Like he was in a fucking street, like this was a Def Jam.
Like it was his house. Chased her down in tow like it was his house. I mean, that's not the first time he has done that in that hotel. He has done that a number of times in that hotel. Whether he recognizes it, let me not say whether he recognizes it. That's not the first time he has done that in that hotel. Me, I know that one.
Her and kicked her. Like he was in a.
You should go and look at that hotel again. I'm sure those ones will be accomplices. No how. Even if not accomplices, suspects at the very least. Let me not say accomplices. Suspects. Well, all of you connected to this man is over for you guys. Well, it's over for for a good number of you.
And ragdolled the shit out of her and kicked her. Like he was in a fucking street, like this was Def Jam, Fight for New York. I was right.
Yeah.
It was that, Fight for New York.
Yeah.
He was kicking her like it was Def Jam, Fight for New York.
Yeah.
I'll say this too. If you're in a hotel lobby and on the other end there's P. Diddy and a towel running at you, that gotta be one of the scariest things. That's my thoughts on this. It's over for this guy. He's 1,000% going to jail. The question is just how long.
The downfall of an empire, and I'm here for it. You people are not serious. Yeah? They are bringing race into something. All of you that have that mindset, you people are sick. You people are retarded. Not everything. I'm not going to sit down here and explain to idiots. If you want to keep thinking that way, that's your business. All of you that want to keep doing race wars, gender wars, tribal, that's your business. Guy, this story is not going to more. We're in for a ride. For something that is happening on this scale, the question is, and people have been waiting for this, apparently. No, apparently, people have been waiting for this. The question is, how many more people are going to fall down with him? Specifically, people as big as him. I saw something about one music executive like this resigning. Apparently, people thought it is weird that he's resigning as the case is going on with Diddy. Apparently, I don't know. I'm not going to sit down here and do some sort of conspiracy theory to that. People just think, oh, it's weird that this one that they are chasing Diddy. Why are you coming out now? I'm not saying this relates to it, but I'm sure there are a lot of people that are going to be exposed. People, and by people I mean people that are so famous, but we never knew this person was actually in on this. Well, hey, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for staying this far in the video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, help promote the channel, help share the channel. Like the video, comment on the video, interact. If you guys want to send any other stuff for me to react to, I'll be glad. Interact with me in the comment section. I would like to hear your thoughts. What do you think about this situation? How many people do you think are going to be called out? And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Sets. I see on my neck. Get you with that check. We just bout to flex. Pick the Percocet sets. I see on my neck.